Well guys, we do finally have a slight pullback in the overall stock market, meaning that there are certain names that could be offering a better buying opportunity for a long-term buy and hold. And in this video, I'm going to specifically go over all the different dividend-paying stocks and ETFs that I'm planning on purchasing throughout this next week. Now, like I said, there are certain names that have pulled back more than others, so you're definitely going to want to stick around until the end. Now, if you want to see exactly which stocks and ETFs are on my personal watch list moving forward for the up and coming week, make sure to stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into the first one. Real quick, for those that haven't already, make sure to go to the first link in my description and grab my new dividend investing ebook, where I share exactly how I went from $0 invested to now earning over $6,000 on a monthly basis and over $1 million invested in the markets. Along with the ebook, you're also going to receive my custom dividend tracker, where you can track your dividend progress on an ongoing basis and reach your dividend investing goals. So make sure to grab yourself a copy of my dividend investing ebook and the new dividend tracker today. It's the first link in my description. First, starting off with an ETF that I plan on purchasing more of in the next week. And this ETF over the last few trading days has actually pulled back $1 or so, which is definitely decent because this ETF has been trading up and to the right for a while now. Now I'm talking about JEPQ, the JP Morgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income ETF, which is up around 8.5% year to date. But like I said, as of recently, over the last month or so, it has pulled back a little bit, now finally trading back in the $54 range. Now JEPQ is an ETF that I've been wanting to add more to my long-term portfolio for a while now, and honestly I've been patiently waiting for a little bit of a pullback. And between you and I wouldn't mind if JEPQ pulled back even lower and offered even a higher starting yield, because I plan on buying JEPQ and holding it for a while. Now where JEPQ is currently trading, it's offering around a 9.07% trailing 12-month dividend yield, and long-term is offering a ton of upside. Like I said, it's a small pullback as of right now, but one that I'll definitely be watching over this week. Another dividend payer that I already have my buy order in, ready to go for this week, is Realty Income, ticker symbol O. Now Realty Income has recovered nicely over the last week or so, but I think there's going to be a lot more upside from here. Now in the last 5 years, Realty Income is still down around 13.5%, and I personally think that once the Federal Reserve in September or maybe later, once there start to be some significant rate cuts, I think Realty Income along with the rest of the REITs are going to recover quite nicely. Not to mention they already have quite a bit. Realty Income is now trading closer to the higher end of the 52-week range than the lower. So even though Realty Income has recovered a decent amount and isn't offering as good of an entry point as of right now, only offering a 5.48% forward yield now. Considering just a few weeks back, I was buying shares of Realty Income, getting a starting yield forward over 6%. I still think Realty Income has much more upside from here, especially if you're willing to hold on to this stock for the next year or so and get paid dividends monthly for doing so, not to mention getting paid more and more in dividends historically. Realty Income is not only on my watch list, this is one that I already have a buy order ready to go for tomorrow. Another ETF that's on my buy list for the up and coming week, and honestly every week for the most part, I buy SCHD basically every single day, the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. Now SCHD is making it painful, a little bit painful on my cash balance, because this ETF has recovered a ton and is not allowing my cash balance to stretch as far as it used to. One share of this ETF now costs over $80 per share, and considering just a few months back you could buy a share of SCHD in the mid-60s, this is not only much more expensive than it was just a little bit back, but also the forward dividend yield is going to be shrunk because, of course, of how high it's trading. But that doesn't bother me too much because I'm buying SCHD, of course, as a long-term buy and hold, and I'm going to get paid more and more in dividends long-term, at least I have historically. So nothing really all that interesting about SCHD other than the fact that I buy it for the most part every single day, trying my hardest to get to 1,000 shares. I think I'm currently at around 640. A dividend growth name that I might grab some more shares of the upcoming week is PepsiCo, or Pep, which is still currently down around 9% in the 1-year time frame and basically flat year to date. Now this dividend growth stock has pulled back significantly from the most recent 52-week high of $192 per share. And I think longer term, this stock will get right back up and above the most recent all-time highs. And honestly, I've held PepsiCo for years and I do not mind waiting until it hits a new high, because I've been getting paid around 3 to 4% yield every single year while I wait. Not to mention, as far as dividend growth goes, this is a single stock that has paid more and more in dividends significantly year after year after year. But to give you an idea, back in the day, I grabbed my first shares of Pepsi in 2019, 2020. I was getting paid just around $1 per share per quarter. Now, just as of recently, the most recent dividend that was announced, $1.36, which is just a few years of holding so far. Hopefully, some of these high quality dividend growth names dip a little bit lower and let our cash balance stretch a little bit further. But if they don't, I'll still be watching. Probably grab a share or two of this one moving forward. Now, it's no secret that I've been trying to raise my overall dividend income throughout my portfolio basically as fast as possible, while being as safe as possible, and SPYI, the NEOS S&P 500 High Income ETF, has been able to do that for me, at least so far. This ETF is up around 4% as far as the max time frame, and year to date it's up around 5%, which is pretty good. Year over year though, basically flat. This ETF is relatively new, so I am a little bit concerned on what's going to happen during a massive market pullback. Let's see exactly how it's going to perform and if it's going to dip significantly. But at least so far, this ETF has not only paid a consistent 49.50 cents since I started buying it around a year ago, but on top of that, I'm even actually up just a tad as far as price return goes. SPYI is one of my favorite positions I've been adding a lot of as of recently, and this is for income generation, honestly, for the most part. Another one that I'm planning on grabbing, another dividend ETF that I grab, honestly, probably every week or if not every other week, is DIVO. And what's cool about DIVO is that I've been seeing a lot more dividend investors catch on and start to talk a little bit more about DIVO and what it has to offer. I've been buying DIVO for years now, and it's been a great investment long term. I'm up substantially as far as price return goes on my overall position, but DIVO has around a 4 or 5% dividend yield trailing 12 months and pays around a 14 or 15 cents dividend every single month. DIVO is always on my watch list basically every single week, and if DIVO dips a little bit lower, I'll probably grab some more shares in the up and coming week. Another dividend growth name that I've been watching very closely and that I'm definitely tempted to grab some shares of is Nike, or ticker symbol NKE. Now Nike's down around 33.8% on the 1 year time frame. On the max chart though, Nike's up substantially. This is the biggest pullback we've seen Nike have since around 2020. Now could Nike be oversold and start to return back towards the 52-week range high very soon here? It's honestly hard to say, but I do think that where Nike's trading at as of right now, it's not only offering a great entry point for dividend growth investors to get over a 2% forward dividend yield, which is honestly pretty big when it comes to Nike, along with having exposure to massive dividend growth, at least historically, but also, obviously for the most part, if you buy Nike in the low 70s and this stock trades up into the 100s and beyond, that's going to be a massive, massive play, especially in the short term. As far as dividend growth names, Nike is definitely on my watch list moving forward. One of the last stocks that I'm looking to grab some more of in the next week time frame is Main, or Main Street Capital. This is another stock that basically lives on my watch list every single week. It's very, very expensive right now comparatively to where it's been trading historically, but Main Street Capital is still a pretty small position throughout my portfolio, which I'm personally desperately trying to make it larger and larger. And honestly, at this point, it's making me pay a pretty penny to do so. Back in the day, I'd much rather pay $30 or so for a share of Main, but even at $50 per share, Main Street Capital is still offering a 5.5% to 6% forward dividend yield. With those massive special dividends, Main Street Capital, like I said, is a position in my portfolio that I've held for a long time. It's just not as big as I would wish it to be, so Main Street Capital, especially if it dips a little bit, will definitely find a place in my shopping cart. So there's a few different dividend paying stocks and ETFs that I'm looking to either watch and or purchase over the next week time frame. Now with everything going on in the market and everything going on in the world, I think it's safe to say that we are going to have some massive volatility in the up and coming trade days, so hold on tight. But now lastly, most importantly, I want to hear from you guys down below. What are some stocks, ETFs, some ticker symbols that you're watching for the up and coming week? Drop them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.